Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. I am Abhishek, together with Ayush and Kruti are going to talk about an interesting topic which is about a superhero. Superheroes symbolize global hope, courage, justice, and righteousness, but the one in particular that always stands out among all the superheroes is Spider-Man. People know how Spider-Man flings web and swings through cities' tall buildings. He saves good people from the bad ones. Spider-Man also holds a universal appeal in the box office and the business world that no other character can match. A recent study by Game discovered that Spider-Man is the world's most favorite superhero. A friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, no matter if it's Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland, under the mask takes up 57% of the world's country's votes for themselves. Let's just start from the beginning. The character of Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Peter Parker made his first appearance as Spider-Man in the Amazing Fantasy comic book, published in 1962.
Raised as an orphan by his Aunt May and Uncle Ben in New York City after his parents tragically died in a plane crash, the author had Parker dealt with numerous real life issues, such as the struggle of adolescence and financial burden. In his origin story, he gets spider related abilities from a bite from a radioactive spider. This includes clinging to surface, superhuman strength and agility, detecting danger with his spider sense. He also built wrist-mounted web shooter devices that shoot artificial spider webs of his own design. Marvel has featured Spider-Man in several comic book series, the first and longest lasting of which is The Amazing Spider-Man. Over the year, the Peter Parker character developed from a shy, nerdy New York City high school student to a troubled but outgoing college student, to a married high school teacher or a single freelancer photographer. In 2000s, he joined the Avengers. Soon enough, Spider-Man interacted with more Marvel characters than anyone previously. From Captain America to Daredevil and Hawkeye, Spider-Man has his share of hilarious quips with every Avengers.
America, Iron Man, Black Widow. Whoa, who's that new guy? That's me. I gotta go. Hey, everyone.
Start a conversation.
Okay. Captain? Big fan of Spider-Man?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Just
Hey, everyone.
good job.
Why is Spider-Man adored? During the time Spider-Man was first introduced, most heroes marketed to children were likely to resemble square-jawed father figure 40-year-olds or their sidekick children who did little but get into trouble themselves. Peter Parker, on the other hand, started out as a young, unpopular kid who had to figure everything out on his own. It was just very human and it really resonated with, all the people out there. It also helped that Spider-Man was a resident of New York City and not of some fictional place like Gotham or Metropolis. He was very well received by all the people out there, and Marvel absolutely did not expect that Spider-Man would become so popular. Maybe because they thought that spiders do creep people out, right? So yeah. He persists even today because he has a strong backstory and a moral code. People really like that. And of course, how can we forget the famous dialogue from his film, "With great power comes great responsibility." I think this is something which inspires all of us. Spider-Man is just someone who tries to do things, he fails, he tries again, and he just keeps on doing it until he gets it right. And this is very human, and I believe this is why people are able to relate to him so much. Let us now see what Stanley himself has to say about this.
But my publisher came to me and he said, "Stan, I want you to come up with another superhero." So I said, okay, went home and I saw a fly crawling on the wall. And I said, hey, if I could get a superhero that could stick to walls and crawl on them, man, that would be cool. So I thought that was good. Now I needed a name. So I said, well, let's see, Fly Man, Mosquito Man, I got down to Spiderman. Spider-Man. It just sounded dramatic.
Speaking about the commercial side of the issue, a few months after Spider-Man's introduction, publisher Goodman reviewed the sales figures for the issue and was shocked to find out that it was one of nascent Marvel's highest-selling comics. A solo ongoing series followed, beginning with The Amazing Spider-Man #1, dated March 1963. The title eventually became Marvel's top-selling series, with the character swiftly becoming a cultural icon. Our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has a franchise which has a revenue of over $28.6 billion so far, the breakup of which would be shown. A comic from 1938 was recently sold privately for $3.25 million, Amazing Fantasy #15, which introduced the people to the world of Peter Parker all over again. Other collector items too, like props from the movie sets, are regularly auctioned at groundbreaking prices. The Spider-Man is a billion-dollar industry creator disguised as a friendly neighborhood superhero. The upcoming clips are going to show us about the collection of the latest Spider-Man movie and comics.
Now, the film grossed $587 million worldwide. That's the third biggest opening weekend ever, behind only two Avengers films. Now, internationally, it brought in $334 million from 60 overseas markets, and domestically, the number topped $250 million. That's about $100 million more than expectations.
One of the rarest comic books in the entire world has surfaced right here in our country, in Victoria, British Columbia, of all places. The first edition of a Spider-Man comic book, and here it is, Amazing Fantasy #15, was printed back in 1962, considered to be the third most valuable comic book in the world.
Thank you.